much awaited demand, we have got some visuals and some information about Fairy Tail Dragon Cry, and it's been way too long since we've been hearing anything about this movie. And now not only have we got some information, have we got not like visual as well, we've also as well got some characters and perhaps some maybe the main villains of the exact movie. Let's get right into it, as there's a lot to talk about this. Start off immediately that we do have it was talked about on the front cover that they were going to be having this, a lot of information, 2 chapters alongside with that, and we immediately see on the cover and all that, after we see that, is that we see Natsu in a night sky, half of his body transformed like dragon forms, like, and clearly like with the whole thing that we've had with this whole dragonized thing, I clearly think after all this time, it's like, this is going to be something in the movie. This is going to be something where he's going to be showing like half of his like power and all that, like half of the dragon form is going to be something. So I feel like if anything, they keep teasing this dragonized form inside. I generally think this is going to be something heavily going to be in the movie, like from what we've been seeing so far, and like just clearly seeing Natsu, like well, we see like exactly what he looks like, and he's kind of like almost like, you know, got the same kind of scales and designs, kind of like almost like, you know, Ickniel. I'd say like maybe a slight little bit darker than Ickniel's scales, but goddamn, am I excited to see more and more, and I really would love something like that as a picture. And not to mention as well, finally anime designs of what the characters are going to be looking. So far for like this movie, we have the character designs for Natsu, Lucy, Urza, Gray, Wendy, Charlotte, and 3 new characters. And I gotta say, like, if anything, like comparing them to like the first movie's design, I will say, like, you know, like from what we're seeing, like their faces design wise, like look a lot different from what they kind of do from like the first movie, and also as well the anime series. Like even when I'm looking at like kind of these designs and everything like that, I feel like, you know, there's a slight difference and change from them, like from what I've seen. Plus as well, they've also got new outfits and a lot more, like from what I've been looking from there. It seems like they're going for more, like if anything, like kind of more like summer, kind of like, you know, this is more like their attire for like, oh, it's way too fucking like Natsu's like not wearing his scarf like around his neck, he's like wearing it kind of like around his waist and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. The same thing can be said, like we've got this kind of princely looking character down at the bottom right. We have like some big ass grunt, and then we have some girl like right at the bottom and all that. So I'm wondering whether or not the like exactly how involved these characters are going to be involved with the movie, especially since like we can't tell, since that first screen was always leaked out like in like on his Twitter, like, about the first draft. We don't know which character that was. Was it this guy? Was it that big dude like there, like we've seen there? Or perhaps was it even that chick down there? And it's like the question is like, what's going to be happening? And the fact that we've got another screenshot right down the bottom, it seems like a hero did this, and it's Natsu like being in the arms of Lucy. So maybe romance might be a big like heavy thing involved in it. And plus as well, the like the canon parts and all that, like whether or not this movie is going to be canon to the rest of the series. If people know and all that, I've talked about this a lot of the time with the OVAs as well, the fact that you can clearly see Charla there, and Charla's in that form, like a humanoid form, that might show something saying that this could, if anything, if this is gonna, like, if it can be canon and all that, it's gonna take place during the whole entire portion of, like, you know, after Avatar, like when they had like that whole little kind of like, hey, let's party and get back together and stuff. Like I feel that's gonna be the case, but then again, certain characters wasn't back then, like some people were missing, so if anything and all that, you have to take, like, you know, Macron, like probably maybe one of the best ways is like, you know, like they're gonna address it. They can be like, hey, you know, like we got this mission and all that, like why do we have to do this just after we all got back together? Like, yeah, they could do some shit like that. And it could also get a good excuse where it's like, oh, let's not have too much of the cast out and all that. You don't go have to ham with all the voice actors, so that could be something as well. It's just a lot to explore really into like design-wise, like what is going to be happening. Because if any like people who actually watched the first movie, like the Fire Priestess movie, like it was actually really goddamn decent. I really enjoyed it. Plus the animation for it was goddamn gorgeous. We are going to have a lot more translations, but we do have like confirmed and all that a bunch of the cast is returning to do their voices. Like same thing with like, you know, Natsu, Urza, Lucy, Wendy, like Charlotte, they're going to be returning all that. Like unfortunately, since most of it is in Japanese, I can't translate who's going to be playing the role of these 3 brand new characters, whether or not they're going to be villains. The prince dude on the right looks like a huge dick, like for the most part, so I imagine he is going to be as like central point and all that, and whether or not the girl, like, I hope if anything and all that, like, it isn't gonna be like kind of the same thing that they're gonna do with what they did with the last movie, because I did like the main chick in that one, like Claire, I believe her name was, like I didn't mind her at all and all that. I just kind of like, you know, I don't want to rinse repeat of that movie, you know. I really want this to be its own sort of thing, so I'm looking forward to it, and the fact that we don't have to wait too long for this movie to come out. Like, there's just a lot of stuff on this stuff, and you goddamn knows if there's more information coming out on this, I'm going to be talking the fuck out of this movie, and you guys should definitely be getting ready to check this out. Hopefully we get an anime trailer sometime soon. I want like something at least for this movie. But that's all from me. Thank you as always for watching. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What do you think about the huge news and all that? Like, we got to see of Dragon Cry, the fact that Natsu's Dragonfly Spawn, and this fact that we could perhaps see the villains already. We might have already seen them. And what do you think that this is going to be taking place after Avatar? This is going to be taking place after the time skip. So I am very goddamn excited and all that to see what exactly they got in plan for this. Or do you think it's not canon whatsoever? We'll have to wait and see. That's all from me. Thank you as always. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I'll see you guys though next time.